We are ready. Set the stage for a good one. Dragons and Sharks later. Your Sunday afternoon action is underway on Fox League. And the Warriors with first use of the ball, and a former Knight in Barnett with the first carry. This round 4 was nice and close. The semi-final last year, not so. Warriors were on the march there. And overall, the 51st meeting of the two sides. Knights have won 24, Warriors 25, and one draw. It doesn't get much closer than that. Harris with a carry over the 20-metre line. Daniel Saifidi was around the legs. No Jacob today, injured last week. It was always going to be doubtful about him backing up. Jackson Ford, that carry. And Hastings, Best and Elliott all involved in the tackle. What is good about the Warriors this year, they have made a lot of good starts to matches. So they would be favoured to get first points here. Knights may have something to say about that. First kick of the day down to Armstrong. And the Knights' possession 12 metres out from their own line.
It's so important in these sort of conditions. It's a big job for Hetherington and also Saifidi to try and stop the momentum through the ruck. So they take the ball over the 20-metre line. It was a good set to start the game there from the Warriors. Got to their kick.
And don't adjust your sets. It is a different colouring of the grass up that northern end here in Newcastle, just for a 15-metre stretch of the field. Saifidi on the carry back. A little chopped up after the New South Wales Cup game that you watched here on Fox League. Back for Hastings. Kick from inside the 40. Bit of screw on it over to the sideline. And Nick McCluke starting to bring it back for the Warriors. Let's go down to the sideline. Eloise Sawyer, you've had a little bit of rain this afternoon, but hopefully things hold out. Oh, hang on a second. Warriors on the run up to halfway. Good move from Montoya. Eloise, good afternoon.
Good afternoon to you and good afternoon to everyone at home. The rain has hardly stopped here in Newcastle, so you can expect those ponchos and umbrellas to stay up because it's showing no signs of letting up over the next 80 minutes. Wet conditions obviously make it very heavy underfoot for both of these sides. There is a slight breeze going from right to left, which will favour the Warriors here in the first half.
Now Johnson, Warriors attacking the first set they have, and they're number one into the play again. Saifidi across there with Best. Last tackle, Warriors. Johnson to bomb, and they will challenge for it. Getting through. Oh, that's a good catch, Gagai. There was traffic coming at him, and he got good body there. He made sure he was side on and no error, and stayed in the field of play.
Yeah, I reckon it'll be in the game plan too to try and stop their back five. Montoya with a run 30 metres upfield there. Got to be so precise when you're making tackles on their back five. It's a poor start from Newcastle in that regard.
This Knights with it. 15 metres out from their own line. Oh, Marju. They engage with a winger who is a professional tackle buster. Barnett went on a mission and now concedes the penalty. So in the end, it's a victory to Marju.
Yeah, he's been very aggressive early in the game, Mitch Barnett. A couple of good tackles on Saifidi. He's making it personal, playing against his old club. And just gives away the penalty there. A relieving one for the Newcastle Knights.
It's back up to their own 40, and Bradman Best, who's getting back to his best form. He was solid against the Dolphins, 17 runs, good involvement, set restart Newcastle. Just short of halfway with Saifidi. They have Origin contenders in their side. Saifidi and Best are starting to think about Origin, just a month away. Knights into the Warriors half. Brayley. Gamble for Hastings. On the outside for Armstrong, fed along. And Marju ended up with it. But so far, they're containing him. Hastings back to more the middle with Elliott. Now they're set deep to the right. But they go short side. Brayley, kick over the top. It looks strong off the boot from Armstrong. It takes a left turn. Oh, he's got something, hasn't he? Things happen for this young fella. David Armstrong, that was odds on to go dead off the boot, and he makes it turn sharp left, or sharp right.
It's a gutsy effort. Second game in. Put little chips over the top like that. He's got plenty of confidence and speed. Just the bounce of the ball. They're able to clean up, and they forced the line drop out. Something a little bit different from the fullback.
Produced a try very early last week. short drop out with Sean Johnson. Will he get the range right? Yes, he's got the distance. Gagai has his second catch of the match. This time in the attacking zone, 10 away. Brayley fires it across to Gamble. Now with Hastings, fed along to Thompson. Kiwi in the Knights ranks. 5 metres away. Brayley back towards the posts. And the Warriors' goal line defence is tested. Egan's in trouble. He went down. He was in a...
Oh, he's gone.
Crunch position.
HIA for Egan here. Let's have a look at his reaction when he bounced out of the tackle here.
Tackle 3, hold the line, Tobin.
Gee, the play away from him. If I'm the Knights, I go straight back at Egan on the very next play there. Hastings has been hurt now. He's holding the lower leg, Jackson Hastings, in a round that has sadly produced many injuries. Ryan Pappenhausen last night, of course.
What about all the halves falling in the competition?
So what happened here with Hastings? Are we suggesting... I should know, he just gets... Well, he gets folded back, doesn't he, in the tackle?
Yeah, it's the difference is there. If Ford lands on the back of his legs there, then obviously there'd be a problem. Just a bit of a twist on the way down. I think he'll be all right here, Ford.
It's on report. Well, that's a big call to turn that into a penalty. I mean, we're not playing tiddlywinks out there. It was a strong tackle, but on report. Now, Saifidi, I'm interested to know what is the report for, because if it's hip drop, then he's off, isn't he? Brayley with it. Knights to the left. Hastings, he's okay. Pierce Paul still searching for his first try in the NRL. Brayley. Elliott. Outside Gamble. Then to Lucas. Some nice ball movement, Newcastle. Changing angles here. Testing the slippery conditions. Elliott. This time straightens. And Nickel Klugstar, Barnett, and Capewell all there in defence. Underneath the black dot. Hastings now. Oh, it's put down by Armstrong. And that releases the pressure valve for the Warriors' defence.
You just got to ask the question, had they had that much ball down the other end of the field, would the Warriors have scored? I reckon the answer's yes. Sloppy stuff. They had enough football to score there, the Newcastle Knights, to open up the scoring. A mistake on the last. He'll just brush that off, Armstrong. He'll get on with it. He'll be disappointed with it. The Warriors get the football back.
Hastings has made a very quick recovery. Still a little perplexed about the report, but anyway, we'll go on with the Warriors.
I thought it was clean cut. If you land on the back of their legs, that wasn't on the back of his legs.
Egan too has recovered for the Warriors. So obviously the independent doctors had a close look, and all good for the Warriors hooker. Barnett off Harris. He's chalking up some good numbers each game. Barnett highlighted again last week, 18 hit-ups, 25 tackles. This time with Fanua Blake. Set restart this time for the Warriors. So the set starts inside Newcastle territory. Egan to Johnson, on for Ford. And they can build towards something big in this set, the visitors. Slow play the ball for Egan. Centre field with Harris. Fed along. Tamare Martin pushing that ball along. Capel ended up with it. Now for Tuivasa-Sheck. Doing nothing but running real hard there. Egan. Harris. There's numbers there. Johnson doesn't go out the back. Maybe that was the play. Probably a 3-on-1. Last play, Warriors. Johnson, a dab. Fanua Blake in the vicinity. Gamble comes up with it for the Knights.
Yeah, not the finish they were really looking for too. Not enough depth on the kick. It was cleaned up quite comfortably.
Yeah, would have thought on the Johnson play there was a Dallin Wateni Zalesniak dive for the corner coming, but he went with a short ball. So Knights out of trouble in quick time, and they get a penalty, and Andrew Webster's head would be entitled to go down there. Second time Knights concede a penalty inside Newcastle territory.
I'm going to say, Andrew, the rucks are a little bit slow at the moment. The referee allowing both sides just to lay in and around the play the ball. I think that'll suit Newcastle a little bit better. They want to play that up-tempo game, the Warriors, but they've had some good field position early in this game. They've got to come away with points sooner or later.
Warriors haven't had a win since round 5 against South Sydney. 2 losses and a draw since. Not in that order. Ball with Thompson. Get blockers' assessment of Thompson. Always love watching young front rowers. Blocker.
Goes hard, doesn't he?
Yeah, he's a good player, Thompson. Elliott now for Lucas. He's also another one who's on the improve. Dylan Lucas. Brayley Hastings. Saifidi. And Egan was up quickly on him. Again, goal line defence to be tested, Warriors. Hastings attacking the left. And all good as far as the first contact is concerned for the Warriors. Wrapping up Pierce Paul. Brayley with a little bit of ruck play there. Marju Engling back in. Marnetten Ford, the defenders. Last tackle. Hastings wants it. He'll provide the kick. No, he won't. Yes, he will. Puts it through. Nickel clock starts there. Lost it. Gamble comes through and salutes. Charles Nickel-Klukstar had I guess you can call it a messy moment. The post is there, the padding, the slippery conditions. The Harvey Norman replay will show not a moment he wants to relive.
Well, I thought he read it beautifully there. He got across there, he covered the ground, he was in perfect position. But just the bounce of the football, Gamble just backs up in the middle there from the kick from Hastings. I thought he was going to clean up quite comfortably here, Klukstar. Comes off his hand. And he's right on the spot. They've had a lot of football, as I mentioned a little bit earlier. They've made him pay through a kick. Klukstar just muffs it up at the back.
There's no doubt about the put down or any of it. He's almost nutmegged himself, hasn't he? Charles Nickel-Klukstar with the touch. It's gone back through his legs. And then the padding's close by in the post, and Gamble an opportunist try.
Doesn't matter how you get them, Andrew. They've opened the scoring here. And the first to score, the Newcastle Knights, have had plenty of football, plenty of time down in the opposition's 20, and they're able to come away with points through a kick.
Got his first try for the year last week, Tyson Gamble, and he's backed it up with another 4-pointer with no Ponga. Dane Gagai, 63% career record. He's played a lot of footy. Dane Gagai, 275th game. He's never really been seen as a first choice kicker. It's just the 28th attempt in that career of 275 matches. Eloise on the sideline.
Yeah, a strong effort there from Tyson Gamble just to dive over to get the first points of the game for the Knights. He was actually dropped after their last game in round 4 against the Warriors. He went back to Cup. He said he found his confidence and enjoyed his footy again. He's certainly showing that this afternoon as he looks to get a contract with the Knights. He said that will settle it up with his management at the moment.
I like that post-try celebration. That down on, that's almost the late Shane Warne. After a wicket, he's gone down. He celebrates in front of the Southern Hill. Everyone umbrellas up. They enjoyed it too.
Well, it was very important for the Knights to come out and start well. They're 9 from 10 to open this game. They really couldn't have had a better start. They've got a couple of penalties in their own half to get them up the field. An important set now after points.
Yes, little ill-discipline to start of the Warriors. 3-zip the penalty count. 2-1 the set restart count against them. Sunday ticket. Good afternoon. They've had a lot of water issues down at Cronulla, but all good for the game, which you will see later here on Fox League Sharks and Dragons. The Telegraph posted some pictures this morning on the website. The field and outside the ground was half underwater. Snorkels were going to be required as Thompson takes a run. Just inside the Warriors half on the last. Not a bad set to follow up the first try. Gamble a bomb on the last. Chasing hard. Chuala, Gagai, Lucas. Lost by Montoya. It's a gift. We've seen a few of them. We saw it at 4 Pines Park on Friday night. You make the most of your chances. Lucas has gone over.
We're going to have a look at this.
The bunker will decide.
No try.
No try is the call.
Gagai pushes Roger into the contest.
Okay.
Please confirm. They're going to check that.
Referee Butler has explained where his concerns are. So watch for Dane Gagai, the number 3.
Chaser onside.
Bump into Tuivasa-Sheck.
Roger Tuivasa-Sheck is running back towards the ball, and Dane Gagai then pushes him. This is a penalty. Decision made.
He did well, Tuivasa-Sheck, to position himself there. What's he going to do? Can't get out of the way. He's going to push him out of the way, isn't he? Trying to compete for the football.
I can live with a call. I can live with a call.
He's doing nothing wrong. You just got to go around him.
As long as Tuivasa-Sheck kept that line towards the ball, and that's what they've proven there.
Well, he'd be relieved, wouldn't he? Montoya, because it was a clean drop from him.
Yeah, that's right. Then you watch it go a little bit further. Montoya's lost the ball before Tuivasa-Sheck interferes with a potential catch. So, in that regard, they're a little lucky for Warriors. 5 metres short of halfway.
Just trying to get that right foot step going. Tuivasa-Sheck, he slipped over a couple of times here.
No, error from Barnett. And the Knights come up with a pierce, Paul. The Warriors are not on their game. There is ill discipline in terms of ball control. As now the kick, Hastings for Armstrong, flying across is Nickel Gluckster. They've lost it again. The Warriors, with hands like Dolphins flippers. The ball is then kicked again. They're kick happy, the Newcastle Knights.
Kick on zero tackle. Why would you kick there?
Well, they get the penalty out of it. But they are in a kick mood, and the Warriors are as scrappy as I've seen them in a long time.
If they go to the right side, here's the drop first. Nickel Cox there, I think the ball was knocked out of his hands by the fullback, Armstrong. They go to the right-hand side. Instead of kicking, they go through the hands. They've got them for numbers.
And from that, all of the excitement gets taken out of it because Newcastle are going to go for goal. Is that the call? Dane Gagai will take the shot.
Well, if you think you can kick it, you've got to go to 8-0, haven't you?
But on such a roll, and the crowd wanted him. Quick tap, quick tap. But they'll shoot for 8-0.
They're their own worst enemies to start the game. The Warriors, their handling has been poor. Number of drop balls.
Well, 15 minutes blocked. The stock take is 3 handling errors and 4 penalties conceded. That's not good. That's far from, you know, the perfect start that we have become accustomed to under Andrew Webster.
And don't forget the forced line dropout too. So it's been all Newcastle. They've ambushed the Warriors here.
I always say not an easy one, this, for Blokes who's not the regular kicker. He's probably not practicing too many 15 in from touch. It's not a given. Dane Gagai makes sure of it. Well done. 8-0 scoreline. Knights over Warriors, 15 and a half gone. The Knights know their opponents are off their game here.
Do you know, that doesn't happen if Armstrong doesn't chase as hard there on that kick through. It looked like Cockstar was going to clean the ball up easily at the back. And there's the replay. Again, the fullback involved, making the tackle on Barnett, but they get the penalty.
Clashed in round 4. James Nickel-Gluckster was still sidelined. Roger Tuivasa-Sheck played fullback back on that day. Man of the match performance. And it's Roger with a kick-off, perfectly weighted. Saifidi to bring it back. And they have that time gone in with a shoulder. Well, they're on tilt, the Warriors here. They are seriously way off their game. I didn't have not a great deal with it, but the referee, yeah, you've turned side on.
Well, they put it on report. Toru Harris, it was half pie. You're going to follow through with it. You're going to get put on report, you might as well make it count.
That's right. That's always like Crocodile Dundee. That's not a shoulder charge. This is a shoulder charge. That was not a shoulder charge in the true sense of being anything of a violent nature. The Knights are with it on their own 30. Thompson. But it is now 5-1 penalty count. And you've made 3 handling errors. Hastings along. Here's Paul. Got through the first line.
He's always dangerous with that arm. 3. Got to support that young bloke.
He ran over the top of Johnson there. Hastings caught by Johnson this time. Another good set from Newcastle. I mean, they got their hands up. Everyone wants to run at the moment. Hastings to bomb from 32 metres out. Nickel Crookstar entitled to be a little nervous. They've lost it again. And the Knights have got the ball. No restart of the tackle count. Elliott floats it over the top. Lucas to Gagai. Gagai with a move. Great tackle from Montoya. Needed to be.
And just having a look at the way they're regrouping at the moment, the Warriors, a lot of blokes walking around with their hands on their hips. It's been a frantic start. They've had to make a lot of tackles. They've got to find a way to get up the other end of the field now.
Warriors had only 33% of the ball, but a bit of that is by their own doing. And now for Egan. Nickel Crookstar.
He's going to stay down. He might have got hit high here.
And in comes the call.
There it is. I don't think he's the type of player that'd stay down if he wasn't whacked. There it is. Shoulder right on the chin. Crookstar wins the penalty.
Oh, the big bicep of Saifidi caught him there. Still in some distress. Chance Nickel Crookstar there. 8-0 scoreline to Newcastle. First penalties, well, only their second penalty of the match, and most of that is Knights dominated. Noah Blake with the ball. Play one, 37 metres away from the Newcastle line. Mardo Martin, and driven back. Pile driving effort there. It's like a flying wedge from the Knights. Capewell in for Roger. A step away from Brayley. Egan this time. Walker is on. That's Dylan Walker. Johnson, Nickel Crookstar for Perry. Dallin Mattetti, Zalezia can't handle. One of the best finishers in the game puts it down. It's not just one play. It's not isolated to one. This is across the board from the Warriors.
It's 4-1 errors at the moment. A lot of drop ball. Simple pass on the outside from Berry. Lesniak can't catch the football there. There's nothing wrong with the pass. Just haven't been able to build to anything, have they, the Warriors? Been down here a couple of times, but completions have been their biggest problem. 5 from 9.
Well, Warriors fans watching from home, watching our Fox League coverage, you have reason to be concerned. We haven't seen this for quite some time. And now Brayley out of trouble with Chuala. Quick play the ball. And there's Lucas to get more ground.
Got a little bit of footwork too, Lucas. He's going to be a good player. The back rower for Newcastle. Playing on the right side.
Gagai, Adam Elliott, plays the middle. And their edge back rowers are sorted. 13, 12 and 11. It looks like that is it for the year if they stay fit. There's Elliott in the middle, passing for Hastings. Pierce Paul plays on left edge, Lucas on the right. Gamble kicks from 5 inside his own half. And Nickel Crookstar with the ball to bring it back for the Warriors. Chasers are all there. Saifidi came up as if he was only looking to strip the ball away. Tour on that carry. Tuivasa-Sheck, the quick feet. They needed that. Gee, that helps. Not a whole lot doing for the Warriors, and penalty now will take them up inside the Knights half.
Yeah, not only inside the Knights half, but they get a full set to attack. The biggest problem for them is completion and trying to hang on the ball for a full set of 6 and try and mount some sort of pressure. That hasn't happened so far. They've got to click into gear now, the Warriors.
So let's see if they can flick a switch here. The visitors, Martin to Johnson to Harris. First one, they've got themselves over in the centre of the field by design there. Here's Egan on with Walker. Goes along. Martin flicked along nicely. Tuivasa-Sheck to Montoya. Barnett, the player off with Walker on early for the Warriors. Johnson now. Whoa, Walker. Now the bear hug is put on him by Adam Elliott. He goes to work on him there. They certainly finished off Walker in the tackle. Thompson involved as well. And Walker for the moment's not getting up.
He twisted his knee on the way down here. It was an aggressive tackle there by Adam Elliott. Came up, just took the time off Walker. Hit him with everything. A little bit of a shooter there out of the line. And there's the twist just about here.
Yeah, Thompson does the driving blocker. He's lost all control over where he's going to land or how he's going to land there. Dylan Walker, once the force of the two players gets involved.
Here it is there. A lot of times, as you're going back like that, your foot gets caught in the ground.
Well, yeah, I think you're right. Here, block. You can see the divot. Absolutely, observation there. Harris with it for the Warriors. For the moment, Walker's getting around a little ginger. Walker is limping, not walking. Here is Egan. And with Johnson looked inside. Fanua Blake is there. He's having a good try-scoring season. Got a double last week for Fanua Blake. Egan for Johnson. The last tackle. Martin. Tuivasa-Sheck can't offload or can't get it to the hand of Montoya. I tell you what, Capel ran through as a decoy and came back limping. Not sure what happened to Capel there, but he's a bit stiff-legged now for the Warriors.
He thought he might have tried the pass on the outside there. Tuivasa-Sheck, last tackle, trying to come away with the miracle ball. I think he got checked on the way through there, Capel.
Capel, yeah, he goes
a shin hit.
Well, I'll tell you what he did do. He did run through the line. He made sure he got through the line. He ended up on the dead ball line, but
I think he got clipped by one of the Newcastle players as he ran past. Accidental, of course.
Nothing happening for the Warriors here. They got their chance again from the scrum. Nickel Klutschtal with the ball. They were lucky to really force the error from the Knights at the end of that, because Tuivasa-Sheck was going nowhere. The pass. Fanua Blake and then Walker. 8-0 scoreline. One try would certainly change things. Egan with it. Goes for Harris. Oh, beaten the tackle badly was Brayley, and then he lost the ball. So Newcastle come away with it. And then with some daring, shifted straight away. The Warriors, their 5th mistake of the match with ball handling.
Well, that's where they try and go at you, straight through the middle, under those posts. As you said, they've caught bulk tries this season and last season too. 2nd in the league down the middle, scoring tries. Tohu Harris loses the football on the goal line.
Hate to say it, but they're all getting a turner dropping the ball. Hope they don't work through the whole 17. Brayley now. Armstrong up in the line. And loses the ball that time for Newcastle. So the Knights just lost their way a fraction.
Just trying to lay that line for the kick downfield. See a lot of fullbacks do it these days, so they don't have to be in that kick chase line. There's a tackle over the top there by Kurt Capewell. Gets himself involved in the game. And they're starting to get a little bit of field position now, the Warriors. If they're good enough, they will score if they can hang on to the ball.
Little burst of AC/DC doing the drop ball. just to make Armstrong try and pick his spirits back up. 5 metres inside the Knights half from the scrum. Jenny Zalesniak all the way in for the wing. Capel will go from the field hobbling. This is not a good sign, and Barnett will go back in. Capel nowhere near 100% off the field for the Warriors, but not to the dressing room. If there is a positive, he's remained on the bench. Barnett back into the play. Doctor is with Kirk Capel on the sideline. Egan for Fanua Blake. A little bit of late footwork there. 11 metres from the line. Can they make the Knights pay for a few mistakes? Egan, now Walker. She can straighten. And a good tackle from Elliott. In front of the post of the Knights. Egan, Johnson, inside runner, forward. Pierce Paul there with Brayley. That's the fourth. They go towards the post again. Walker stretches out. He's got it down. Dylan Walker right underneath the crossbar.
That's a good little bit of ball movement there at the line. Players in motion. Walker gets the try. He had plenty to do too when he got the ball. Somehow stretches out. There's plenty of interest from the defenders there. And that's where they score the bulk of their tries. Straight down the middle. They're very good at it. This time it was a set play. Second man, Tohu Harris, beautiful pass. Gamble goes for the legs tackle on a much smaller man in Walker. He just stretches over the top of him here. Should have tried to take him a little bit higher. Ball and all that close to the line anyway. Walker's good enough to score.
And if for only a moment, the defence is probably entitled there. You tell us, Block. You're entitled to think Fanua Blake's getting the ball, and he ran through and maybe just spooked the defence a little bit.
Well, the big thing, Andrew, you've got to run like you're going to get the ball, and that's exactly what Fanua Blake did there. Been alarm bells ringing with that guy close to the line. He scores so many tries, but second man plays some soft hands, and Tohu Harris, the captain. And the Warriors just like that, right back in the game now. They'll throw this one over. It'll be 8-6.
Johnson starting today with 1,191 points for the Warriors. In his career tally of 1,454. Sean Johnson, another 2, and now they're down by 2. The Warriors against the Knights. First game here on this Sunday on Fox League. 12 out from half-time.
Just an update there on Kurt Capewell as we see him there on the sidelines. Looks to be a right knee issue. He was very frustrated, slapping his knee and looking quite down on his spirits as he gets some attention there on the sidelines.
Yeah, a little forlorn, isn't it? I'm not saying he's conceding for the day, but he's, looks a little grim there for the Warriors. Kurt Capewell.
Maybe that'll kickstart the Warriors now. They've finally got on the scoreboard. See what they can come up with in this set after points. Still 12 minutes to go before half-time. I want to get on the scoreboard again.
Well, they'd be hoping our poor handling, our ill discipline on the penalties, and despite all of that, we're only down by 2. Let's reboot from here. Harris with it. His 5th hit up of the game. He's already got 14 tackles as well. In fact, the entire forward pack has had double-figure tackle counts for the Warriors through 29 minutes. Such has been the weight of possession for the home team. Egan, dummy. Offload. Walker. Last tackle it is. So they complete a set. Johnson the kick. And the chase is being led by Berry. Marju there. And Berry went Marju and actually went right over the top of him.
It was a nice take there, Marju. Plenty of traffic coming at him that time. Good chase there from the Warriors. They've upped the tempo a little bit here.
So Knights off their own goal line at the moment. Armstrong taken by Walker. Well, he's certainly had an impact, hasn't he? He is the perfect 14 now, Dylan Walker. Nearly up with Brady Jones for the Knights. Last play, Newcastle. Not their biggest game of the day, is it? 28 metres only. So the Warriors having a good little period here. Nowhere near their best, but the Knights have dropped off in this game after a really good start.
Looking there a lot better when they try and move the ball around a little bit and get a couple of passes together. That set you mentioned, Andrew, a lot of one-out stuff. That was ordinary.
Got some injury news and update. Eloise, what's the story?
Yeah, just had confirmation from the Warriors medical team that Kurt Capewell won't return today. It is actually a right calf complaint. He is out.
Yes, well, he's had that problem and now gone. So one down on the bench, the Warriors. Eloise with the story. Warriors now, almost lost by Martin. And then kicks, and then was taken in the tackle of Lucas. I think they'll be okay with it. Back comes Tuala. Good chase. Warriors definitely on top in the game right at the moment.
And it's Mitch Barnett playing in the front row now, usually in the back row, can play all positions. First man down after the kick.
Hetherington out there for Newcastle as well, back from suspension. Reid Marnie sends his regards. Knights on their 30. Great piece in the Telegraph, wasn't it, with Phil Rothwell? Jack Hetherington just being blatantly obvious and straightforward. He hates little pests. Back away for Gamble. Kicking long, Dallin Wateni Zalesniak. For Nickel Klukstad, rain continues here in Newcastle. And we're locked into a battle, separated by just 2 points at the moment. And Toyota play it. Martin. For Tuivasa-Sheck. 9th carry, first half. Up for work today, Roger Tuivasa-Sheck. Johnson. Back for forward with a fend and then runs around the back with Walker. And that's all fired. He then just gives up. Crowd. Home crowd, of course. React to that. Vanilla Blake. Offload. Egan. And then Walker. Jones there with Hetherington. Last play, Warriors. Johnson a bomb. When will they try and catch one, the Warriors? They're chasing hard again. Marju almost had his head taken off by Berry and is back over the 20-metre line. Now back with Bradman Best. Crowd thought they had the Warriors offside. They're doing their darndest here to earn a penalty for their team. The Knights fans up in the Andrew Johns stand.
The old crowd penalty, eh?
Been around since 1908, block. Jones plays it. Brayley. Gamble. He's going to kick. For Tuala. Nickel Klukstad is there, sliding on his knees.
And sometimes you wonder with those sort of kicks. Klukstad just covered the ground pretty quickly. Toru Harris leads the field after a good knock. Get themselves back in the game with that beautiful pass for that try to be scored.
Certainly in a kicking mood though, aren't they, Newcastle? And a lot of them have been to that side of the field as well. Southwestern corner. On the field for the Warriors.
Kicks are going good anyway. As soon as he comes on, Bunniafoa.
All I see is hair. Now Barnett with the ball over halfway. This time with Egan Johnson. Bomb from Johnson. Again, Berry and Wateni Zalesniak. They run through. Marju with a catch. Will they trap him this time? He's able to offload. And Best is away. Gallops up over the 40-metre line. Can't position support. Mind you, he's still proving a handful to bring down.
There was a good chase through there and support play by Armstrong. As you said, Best couldn't get him to football.
Now with Armstrong.
It would have been lovely to see him in the clear.
Brayley, Elliott on for Hetherington. And 3 in the tackle there. Knights up by 2. Just under 6 remaining. Jack earns a penalty. That's rare. He doesn't get too many go his way.
It's a fair call. You have a look at it. Wade Egan it is. It just pushes him over. He's trying to get to his feet to play the ball quickly.
Jackson Hastings there with the 2 fingers up. Surely they weren't thinking penalty goal.
I want to see Best get the ball here on the burst, close to the line. If they can get in that position. It's a powerful man, very hard to stop close to the line, back on the inside.
Phoenix Crossland now on for the Knights. Brayley off the field to their alternate dummy half as Jones passes up for Hetherington. Set restart again here for the Knights. Offload. Crossland's first touch. Then on to Lucas. Now the Newcastle fans get a little edgy. Crossland. Elliott the front runner. Hit front on by Nickel Klukstad and Barnett. Crossland to Hastings. He doesn't kick. He held it up. And from the other side of the field, Dane Gagai right centre. They lose the ball. He swept around to the left.
Was that Klukstad that makes the tackle there? That's one of the best try-saving tackles you'll see. Gets himself in the position. Gagai looks like he's in for all money. Slips out of the Johnson tackle. Clock star there right on the spot.
Like the play, like seeing Gagai away out of his zone on the right-hand side. And yes, he'd beaten Johnson. Nickel Klukstar getting the plaudits of teammates there. He's had a mixed day, Charles Nickel Klukstar. And that was a good moment. Warriors back in possession, nice and tight. Halftime show coming up. We'll touch on the Sharks and the Dragons during halftime as we look ahead to the second match, and of course Sunday night with Matty Johns later today. Fanua Blake mixes his game up well, Adam Fanua Blake. Slow play the ball from Walker. This time Fanua Blake in hit-up mode. His first half stats, 8 runs, up around 80 metres, 18 tackles as well. Johnson to Berry. Runs away from Watene Zelezniak, who's barely had a touch. But for Rocco Berry, that's the first time he's been tackled this afternoon. He's only had the 1 carry. Watene Zelezniak's only had 2 carries of the ball. High kick from Johnson. They've allowed it to bounce. It's coming back, and it's ended up with Gagai, which provided Newcastle didn't touch the ball, it's okay. Now he beats Watene Zelezniak.
Tuala, they would have been pretty confident Tuala didn't touch the ball. Had he touched the football, Gagai was...
Oh no, they've lost it. And then Johnson went for one around the corner. And Watene Zelezniak onto it, close to the sideline. Play on Warriors. Knights have gone off the boil now.
I reckon they'll go for it in this set. 2 minutes left before half-time.
12 away from the line. Walker all the way to the defence for Fanua Blake. Is there something brewing on the left for Tuivasa-Sheck? They come that way. Johnson, Tuivasa-Sheck. Red and blue jerseys there. They needed 4 of them to hold him.
No footwork there. That was a great charge from Tuivasa-Sheck.
Egan, Johnson. Ooh. Walker is taken a little high, but okay. They say Hetherington over the top. Egan, and short they go again. Bunty Afoa, who doesn't get too many tries. Last tackle, Warriors. Egan, Johnson will kick, looking for Dallin! Watene Zelezniak! A flying flow of beautiful locks through the sky here in Newcastle.
I believe Dallin drops it. Let's just confirm that there's no mid-air tackle.
Oh, okay. So referee Butler believes Watene Zelezniak loses it on the way down, but it would be a mid-air tackle if that's the case.
Right side kick chase is onside. Dallin takes clean possession.
Does he drop it on the way down here? A little bit of a bobble.
Greg Marju then tackles Dallin while in the air. This will be a penalty. However, we're playing on to see if advantage is played out.
Oh, yeah.
He then knocks the ball on in the in-goal. Decision made.
It's a penalty.
Well, straight away, people are probably saying, well, why not penalty try? Because if he's not tackled in the air and he's in the in-goal, does he score the try? You could probably put a logical argument and say, yeah, he probably would. But it won't be penalty try. It will be penalty.
Penalty.
But go try and explain that rule to someone watching a game for the first time over there in China somewhere, or Kazakhstan or somewhere.
It's just a penalty. We never give penalty try for that, okay?
They do. They just never give penalty try. There's no explanation. Just that we never do it. It's just don't explain why we don't. We never do.
Oh, done.
Done. But you see that, why don't you challenge every bomb when you've got a catcher like Dallin Watene Zelezniak? Why not put a bit of pressure on those other bombs at Marju? It's still on for the Warriors inside the final minute of the first half. 8-6. Blake lashed out at Crossland there before he played it. Forward hit in that tackle. Knights have to hang on here. Egan, dummy, goes himself. Crossland, Armstrong, Jones have a little dance with him into the in-goal area, back to the 10.
Yeah, they had to stay awake on that short side there. Egan, up to his old tricks. Well done there from the Knights to hang on. A couple more tackles here.
Matiafoa, so 20 seconds. Probably no more than 2 left. Egan, Johnson. Oh, Nickel Clogstar, here comes the dive. Watani Zalesiak, it was headed over the sideline, did a gridiron pass back, and Newcastle with all hands on deck. Lucas is the right edge back rower. He's over there to dive on it. And the Knights hang on, going to the break. Well, far from perfect, but very, very tense. Half time. Newcastle 8, the Warriors 6. 8-6 scoreline. Michael Ennis described it as the Warriors' worst half of the year. It's hard to argue, and yet they're down by 2. They get us underway. Roger Tuivasa-Sheck. And he came up a bit dusty after the kick. He's hurt his right leg on kicking off. We've had one, of course, with Dean Hawkins. But Roger had a little problem, was just shaking the leg, having restarted play. Knights are in possession. 25 away from their own line. If Knights do happen to win, it'll be a month without a victory for the Warriors. And as we told you at the top, they've got to play Roosters next week. Jared Waerea-Hargreaves' 300th game as a Rooster. And then the Panthers in Magic Round. And going into those matches with only 3 wins for the season. Knights on halfway. That's if they don't win here. And we've got 39 intriguing minutes at least as Gamble kicks from inside his own half. Down the way of Montoya. Straight away a crossfield is just picked off in the chase, led by Lucas.
Stand there, Phoenix! Right here. Go 2.
Warriors with Watani Zalesiak.
Adam, got it together,
Who was in the studio, had a good discussion on should it have been a penalty try. Going to half-time. There's now Egan on for Afua. Egan such a central figure to their attack. If he can get them going nice and direct. Johnson to kick here. Similar sets to start the second half from the 2 sides. Time to Marju to do some work again. We've got 6 tackle busts next to Greg Marju. Without any big carry, he still finds his way to beat a man.
I just think the Knights are a little bit pedestrian at the moment. Look, they've got Gagai and also Bradman Best in their centres. Why don't they try and get them a little bit of early ball or see something a little bit different from Gamble? Big, tall, long-striding 5'8". I'd like to see him run the ball. Hasn't happened so far.
Appeal from the vision we saw from the dressing room as Newcastle. Well, Hetherington will feel as if his luck has turned. He's come back twice today. He's had the ball where Newcastle have received penalties. It did appear that Adam O'Brien was insisting on fast and through the centre.
What's happened to Egan here? A little bit of friendly fire over the top. Look, he's got a nick on the eye or the cheek, has he? Just reels out of the tackle, puts his hand up. Yep, cut on the melon here. Wrap it up and away you go.
There we go, Dr. Roach. Mate, you've got a cut on the melon. You're going to wrap it up and away you go.
That's it.
Just slap your Medicare card there. Knights with a penalty. This becomes a good set for them to start the second half deep inside Warriors territory. Opening try of the match was scored in the 11th minute. Tyson Gamble off the Hastings kick. And the only other try of the game, Dylan Walker in the 27th minute. So Knights with Hastings and across to Gamble. Game that's only featured 3 line breaks, 2 to the Warriors, 1 to the Knights. Crossland for Jones and on for Lucas. Barnett over the top. The 10 away, Crossland. Hastings looks a little better here out in front. Just held on to. Was on the fingertips there of Elliott. Crossland now. Dummy and almost squeezes between defenders. Gamble has a look up to the right. Hastings, oh, that was pedestrian. Then back to Hastings off Hetherington. Yeah, that's slow motion stuff from Knights' blocker highlighted there. There is Exhibit A. Crossland with the ball, last tackle. Gamble, and then he loses the ball. Well, that is a very underwhelming set from Newcastle, and the Warriors away. And Watene Zelezniak loses his footing.
Gee, they lost their way in that set, didn't they? You see Gamble in the last tackle give away the football straight back to the Warriors, but very flat. No ball movement here. They're just playing in that middle third of the field. Newcastle Knights, if they're going to win, they're going to try and get the ball. As I said earlier, the best, those sort of guys, Gagai, can actually break up the field one-on-one. Just haven't got the football here this afternoon.
We'll go to Eloise Sawyer in a moment as the Warriors attack inside the Knights half. Bunty Afua, they're playing a little conservatively, but making more ground than Newcastle. They've put themselves in an attacking position here. Johnson kicks before the last. Watene Zelezniak is chasing. Armstrong trapped in the corner. Let's go down to the sideline, Eloise.
Yeah, just an update from both sheds at halftime. Obviously for the Knights in these conditions, Adam O'Brien said discipline is key, particularly coming out of their own end. He wants much of the same again, but to respect the football. They know they need to earn it against this Warriors side. As for Andrew Webster, he was happy with the effort, but again, disappointed in the errors. He wants them to take them up the middle in order to earn the opportunities out on their edges.
And they clashed back in round 4. Warriors led by 6 at half-time, ended up winning by 8. Knights hoping to turn half-time lead into full-time victory. Last tackle, Gamble kicks from outside the 40. Down the way of Nickel Klutschtar to run it back. And this time the Warriors start the set outside their 20. Barnett had to race back to dummy half there. That's not what a front rower needs to be doing. He had to sprint to get to dummy half. He's there again. Egan not back onside. That's an unusual one. Mitch Barnett, your front rower, had to play dummy half twice in the first 3 tackles.
Yeah, he's got plenty of energy. Always first down on the kicks too. Barnett.
Noah Blake. He had big minutes today. Decent carry. Last tackle. Johnson. Another kick now. Will they try and contest? I don't think they're going to. Armstrong's there again. So again, happy just to have them play it out of their own 10, but
just trying to
now give away the penalty. Then what's the point? I mean, at some point, I think you got a challenge when you've got such a flyer as Watene Zelezniak. Now there's back chat.
We saw a couple of easy get-outs for the Newcastle Knights in the first half. They got a couple of penalties, which was easy. The same things happened in the second half here. Get a penalty coming out of trouble. The Newcastle Knights up over the halfway line. Which I'd like to see them change tack now and try and move the ball around a little bit.
Hastings there, Hetherington. Fluff ball across for Brodie Jones. Knights, the only player they haven't used today is Jed Cartwright. Tom Ello yet to come on for the Warriors. Pierce Paul with it. His 10th carry of the afternoon. Inside the Warriors 30. Elliott is with it. There is Gamble. Just dropping it off on the inside. Lucas contained by 2 defenders. They creep a little closer. Crossland on the pickup. Then for Elliott. It's been called forward. Well, they're out of whack now, the Knights.
You know it's all right to throw the dummy if someone's overrun you like that. Crossland just threw the ball any case. Tried to sucker the markers in. You can't blame Elliott there, just trying to hit in behind the ruck at speed. You to get a little bit better service than that. Just takes all the wind out of their sails.
The penalty goal is proving the difference at the moment, but I don't know whether the Warriors, rather the Knights, have actually been on their game since they kicked the penalty goal. They were so good across the first 15 or 16 minutes. But nowhere near it since. Tohu Harris going on for the Warriors. Fanua Blake gets his first rest of the day. 8 minutes into the second half. Here is Egan. for Walker. And Tamaro Martin across for Barnett, playing a little wider.
He's a good defender, Gagai. Have a look at that tackle on a much bigger man in Barnett. Been a great servant in the game, hasn't he?
Certainly getting up there, 275 games. And then the rep matches as well across here for Perry. He saw Best coming up and tried to steer away. Pretty decent instruction. Johnson under pressure to get away. Oh, look at this floating bomb. There's no hope of catching that. He got the belly of the ball and it was just sailing towards the grandstand. Had to sing that football in the air blocker.
Well, no one really even competing for it. I think they were all just standing there staring at it like we were. How long it was in the air for?
I say, I think we're in for a bit of weather. If it's coming up from the south, we're in a lot of trouble. Looking from our commentary position. Getting very grey here in Newcastle at 8-6 to the Knights.
It helps when you're in front too. Just grind away, kick to the corners.
This time Cartwright, who lasted only 7 minutes against the Dolphins, fit for this one though. Last tackle, Hastings, he'll try his luck on a bomb. Who's going to flinch on these kicks? The foot start falling, and he has it for the Warriors. So they do go set for set now. 5 tackles kick. Tom Ale is now on for the Warriors. Last of the fresh players. Montoya. The crowd a little sedate too. There hasn't really been a moment where they've been motivated enough to get the big Newcastle chant going up.
They're all worried about that big dirty black cloud over the top of the stadium at the moment. Wow.
Yeah, double poncho stuff this as there goes Johnson again. Again, you're no hope of catching that on the full. And back it comes and kicked through by LA and kicked again. This could be sensational. Ford, did he get there? Bradman Best, flying, sliding bodies, going for the ball.
Jackson Ford with the double kick there.
What about Tom Alle? He's been on for 20 seconds. His first involvement is a kick following a kick.
The right side kick chase is onside when monitoring the offside.
Ford not claiming it.
One on the left.
That's one thing. He's conceded, Jackson Ford. It's just determining whether it's knocked by Ford or by the Knights here. And if you want to say Jackson Ford has gone to a position where there's going to be a short dropout. So he claims that the Knights have taken it dead. Second kick, everyone's onside. That's Tom, just on the field.
The ball's kicked by Tom Ale.
And here comes Jackson
And then
Ford.
again by Jackson.
He's onside.
Here's the chase. Watch the bodies sliding in. There's 3 of them.
Best gets there first.
And
the ball is then grounded by the Newcastle player. Decision made.
I don't think it was grounded.
No, I don't think it was
pushed. Dead in goal.
And almost to the point where Ford almost got his hand on top of the ball. Like it's a very close go, that.
Just some sort of effort from Best. He was behind everyone. Got there first.
The rains arrived again. And the drop out, lost by Watene Zelezniak, but back to Jackson Ford. Close go. Warriors haven't led at any stage. Here it is again. Watch Ford over the top of this. He gets a second swat as the ball is headed over the dead ball line. 18 metres away from the line. Warriors with Egan. There for Walker, their try scorer to Harris. It almost looked forward. Passes shortened up in the wet conditions. Walker, Johnson coming Dallin's way. Perry to Watene. Watene Zelezniak, he's done it again.
He's a freak.
He's done it again.
Wow.
Does he ever score a conventional try? Does he ever catch and run and put it down?
Well, it looks like he's gone for all money here.
And then they defend 3 on 2.
Hang on, what are they doing now? They're going to have a look.
Obstruction as well.
Well, it's Ford that runs that line. Does he just run straight through the line? Well, Hastings has put his arms around him. I think that's play on. You can't. He's tackled the bloke without the ball, you could say. You watch Hastings here. Ford's running into the space
Jackson
to try and
Ford
run through.
runs at the chest of Jackson Hastings.
He's put his arms around him. Hasn't
and
got the ball.
Creates a disadvantage. Decision made.
Decision made.
Honestly, what do you think?
Well, he sold it. That's what we train our modern-day player to do.
But he's put his arms around him to make a tackle. He hasn't got the football. Anyway, march on.
Back in the day, the defender would push himself off the lead runner and continue to try and make the tackle, but now we've trained our players to fall. There you go. Penalty, no try. 8-6 scoreline, and we don't get to watch the magic of Watene Zelezniak. We'll try and fit in a replay if we can, as the finish was something special. He got the artificial grass on the sideline. He went all the way into that. Ball with Hetherington for the Knights, just over the 40. You watch the replay box. Watene Zelezniak, away he goes. How good is he? He kept going and going, sliding down into the corner. No try. Right side, Gable, they put it down. Oh, that was soft as well. Warriors, Tamare Martin. Lucas was the player who put it down. Yes, he was under pressure, but still entitled to hang on to it. Tuivasa-Sheck. Is there a game where both sides are there for the taking? I mean, they're neither look like winners. Is that possible, Block? Neither side looks like a winner here.
Yeah, it's all about errors. Haven't really corrected anything at half-time.
There's Bunny. Off Harris. Warriors 20 away. Tackle without the ball. Warriors, well, they'll probably kick for 8 all.
It happened 2 minutes ago.
Or will they? Will they kick just to square it up and go again? Or do you want the ball down this end of the field, given the conditions?
Yeah,
do you
these
keep
sort
it
of
down
conditions,
there?
starting to pour rain again. Surely, they're going to have a shot at goal. But when they kick off, if they do kick the goal, you're back on your own goal line again.
Yeah.
You're already down there. Keep the pressure on. It's only 2 points. You're only living on the scores, but you're in great field position. That's a confidence thing. Mate, if they'd have scored 2 or 3 extra tries.
Jed Cartwright got penalised for this. And put on report.
Andrew, if they had scored another couple of tries in this game, they wouldn't be kicking for goal.
Was that a penalty though? No. There we go. Anyway, Cartwright is pinged and put on report, and Johnson kicks for 8 all. And we did tell you that it was the rain looked horrible to the south, and it's moved up, and it is now torrential. It is dark here. Louise is looking for a torch on the sideline. Johnson's kick, and he's got it for 8 all. This is going to be a bit of a slugfest the last 26 minutes. I hope Eloise is okay. She's got the great Tony Chalmers with her on the sideline. The crowd are ducking for cover as best they can. Women's State of Origin Thursday, June 6 is back here at McDonald Jones Stadium. First time we've got a 3-match series, New South Wales and Queensland. Let's pack the joint out. And of course, NRL.com/tickets. And now the wind coming in turn, the rain. Oh boy, it is a monsoon blocker.
How did he regather that there? Cookstar. Great take.
Well, strike a medal for everyone in the stadium now. They are getting absolutely soaked. Walker, Martin with it. The afternoon has turned rather dire in terms of the weather. 8 all scoreline. Walker, in fact, with 25 to go, no game has ever looked more like a golden point game than this. Unless one of the sides absolutely excels and changes gear upwards in the next 20.
Well, how tough the game is and how many errors there have been. It's really hard to pinpoint an outstanding player so far.
Johnson. He's got another one that's floating. This is not going to be easy. Armstrong with it. Good catch. Oh, and then hit over the top. They came up on him. He looked up. He didn't have much time to react. Armstrong will put a bumper up. Marju tucks the ball under the wing there. Johnson thought it may have been a drop there. Marju gets up complaining as well. We'll call it 1-all. Best caught in that tackle. 12th carry today for Bradman Best. Time Walker got up slow after making the tackle. A little bit of a limp for the Warriors. Gamble's going to kick. Nickel Klukstad's back there. They're chasing it hard. The Knights. Chance Nickel Klukstad. Don't muck about. Dives to ground. And with these slippery conditions now, have to keep well clear of the sideline. Warriors, not too many back on side.
Yeah, that's the big problem, isn't it? There's 5 in the defensive line here of the opposition. There's still players. It's the 3rd tackle not behind the ball yet. 4 of them.
Absolutely. 4 players not behind the ball. No one ready to run from any distance back. Watene Zalesniak after the tackle.
Is he going to win a penalty here?
Bunker reviewing it.
Saying it's a shoulder charge.
Well,
there was a bit of arm in that. Here's Paul, it was. Come over the top. A little bit of a crusher on the way down.
bit of everything, but none of anything, really. You know what I mean? And I'm happy with the play on goal.
Well, it's good they're playing on there.
Teaming down at Donald Jones Stadium. 8-all scoreline, vital game for both teams. Warriors without a win in their last 3. Johnson kicks long. He's turning it over again. Not a bad catch on halfway. The breeze picking up from the south now, driving that rain in. And the kick goes up. Gamble doesn't think I'm meant to be catching, but he found himself in a position he had to make the catch. We need wipers on the commentary box window now. 32 away from the line. Crossland. Jones dropping it on for Lucas. Another good tackle. Mitch Barnett. And Hastings, little dab over the top. Nickel Klukstad bounces on. He's caught him goal. Yeah, Armstrong lurking.
That's a deliberate kick there through. A little chip over the top, well orchestrated. In these sort of conditions, Klukstad right in position, bats the ball dead in goal. 16,000 Hardy fans. What a turnout. Yeah. Don't they love their footy here?
Eloise just confirmed that crowd. Blockers had a stab at 16,000.
16,094 of the Newcastle faithful have turned out in these conditions. It is coming down sideways, but it has done little to deter them as they are locked up at 8-8.
Yeah, back in the day, that's a penalty in front, and they go 10-8 in front. Now it's out on the full, and you just have to play the ball. 21 and a half to go.
10 metres in, away we go. Scored the 1 try from a kick, Newcastle, in the first half. See if they can come up with something else.
Jones. How many more points are in this game? It might not be many. You might want to put a field, I'm not saying now, but bank a field goal early. Just to get in front. Lovely tackle to Avasashek on Gagai. A couple of veteran centres there. Now Jones. 5 away from the Warriors line. 3rd tackle. Only 2 tries in the fixture here. Hastings right up to the line again. Thompson is held up there. The Warriors doing the job so far. Crossland, Jones, Hastings all a little flat-footed. Campbell flung down.
To Avasashek again.
11 from the line. Now for Gagai. Fend away. Got a kick in. And down on the knees to catch it. The Warriors have it with Martin.
I can't see out the window now.
No, can't see anything. We're just taking a stab. We're throwing a few darts here as the Warriors come away. I know that steps to Avasashek's. Walker. We're in a commentary box and Blockers put the poncho on.
Double.
For the Warriors, last tackle, 25 away from their own line. And pressure on Johnson, pressure away, are they going to kick? left. Is anyone going to kick? Berry with Teddy Salesiaki. Put a foot over the sideline. So run it into touch on the last.
Oh, it's great to see a touchy make a decision. Right on the spot. Well done.
Interesting blocker. What excites you as you get a little older?
Oh, hang on.
Oops.
Was he out?
Have you got off early, Block?
Maybe. Been known to.
Yeah, well, you know.
There's a bit of chalk on there, do you reckon?
I'm going to say, well, a little bit, maybe. Maybe. Well, you know what? I've thrown into the equation. I'm watching these two teams, and they're misfiring. There's a fair bit of splutter about their performance. I am banking a field goal early here. I think lead is king here. Just get yourself in front. But as you say, Block, that then takes the ball at the other end. But I don't know whether there's a lot of points in these sides. Hastings to Gamble. Lucas tackled outside the 20. Here is Crossland. Gamble. Steady up for Hastings to go along for Bradman Bests. Because the conditions aren't getting any better. It's turned into a bludger. There's a forward pass off Crossland. Saifidi goes close. Last tackle, Knights. Last tackle, Crossland. Late decision, go left. Maju, the tackle buster, tries a kick into the in goal. All hands on deck. There's your man, Barnett. He's cleaning up kicks as well. Dummy half. Fielding kicks. He's having a dig, the number 10 for the Warriors.
Yeah, he's all over the place, isn't he, Barnett? Wasn't bad play there. Maju, little grubber kick in and behind. He really had to get on his bike, Barnett, to clean the ball up at the back. We're waiting an age to see if one of these two teams can score a try. It's been all Newcastle the last 5-6 minutes. Are they good enough to score after this forcing the line dropout?
A lot of time to go, 18 in fact. But maybe it's a case of next scorer wins. The kick, well fielded. Gagai with it for the Knights. So more defence for the Warriors. Overall in the game, it's been 50-50 the possession rate. Knights completion rate just a little better than their opponents. Thompson. Now Crossland in the position he excelled in the run last year. Certainly a breakout season for Phoenix Crossland, and it was playing as a dummy half. Here he is for Hastings. And Lucas, or is it Cartwright? It's Cartwright battered down the tackle over the top by Nickel Kluchstar. This time Hastings, it opens up, Saifidi through the gap. They just fell off a tackle, and the big fella, Saifidi, maybe the biggest out there, plunges over to score.
Yeah, something a little bit different. One off the ruck. Hastings goes at the line. Well done there by Saifidi to hit the ball at speed. Just change the speed. Soft hands. Barnett misses the tackle. Kluchstar gets run straight over the top of him. And Saifidi scores the try. There's the Harvey Norman replay. Saifidi in for the Knights. Gee, they're going to be hard to run down now.
The last attempted tackle is more a strip at the ball, is it not? Coming over Nickel Kluchstar, he grabs and tries to rip and almost gets it off him. He regrips and he has possession, and Newcastle have the lead by 4.
Just explain something to me there.
Yes.
Jason, does Hastings get a try assist for that pass?
You're asking me?
I'm asking you.
Well,
yes.
Well, he may as well.
Okay, we'll give him that. He had a lot of work to do, Saifidi, to score.
Try confirmed. They obviously just had a look at the little stripping of the ball. And Gagai now with a kick for 6-point lead. Well, if field goal was in their wasn't in their thoughts, it would be to go 7 in front in these conditions. Just under 16 remaining. Dane Gagai got a kick at first. Here he is. Dane does the job. Well done. The stand-in kicker. The home side looking for back-to-back wins. 14-8, 15 and a half to go.
Incredible effort there from Daniel Saifidi. A bit of a late birthday present. He and his brother Jacob celebrated their 28th birthday this week. Now, he's only scored one other try this season, and it came in very similar conditions when they faced the Dragons here at McDonald Jones Stadium. It was pouring on that day and he went under, and he collects his second in similar conditions.
So always Daniel has got Jacob covered for tries. Jacob with just the 11. Daniel smashing him now. He's got 18 careers, 7 clearers kicked. The Twins. So Knights fans, the Hardy crew, the 16,094. Blocker miscounted by 94, but that's okay.
He's got a good kicking game too. Hastings, short or long. He should be able to kick his side home here in field position if they don't make errors in their own half. It's that sort of afternoon.
16 errors in total, 8 apiece today. Now Marju, perfectly made for these conditions now. Bring him in, let him go. Greg Marju, 15th carry, 9 tackle busts today on halfway. Crossland with Gamble. At the centre field with Cartwright. Won't be passing there. 3 there for the Warriors. Crossland to Gamble and kick from 45 out. He's got Montoya retreating. Now Montoya, he's got a job. He won't want to go crossfield for too long. Lucas picked him off. Warriors work to do. That's perfect wet weather football from the Knights there. Last tackle, get it down. Play the territory game.
Yeah, he's leading the way too in the tackle count, Lucas. 31, and he's the first down every time for the Newcastle Knights. Great leg speed across the ground.
Well, right at the moment with 14 to go, I think the headline is officially the Warriors have lost their mojo. Oh, and then error, knock on, play on the call of Egan Johnson to Barnett. Crowd unhappy with that one. Last tackle Warriors. The Magic's disappeared for the Wars. Johnson's kick close to the sideline, high bounce. No thought of Marju letting it go over the sideline. Knights with the ball on their 20. Bradman Best. Jaden Brayley has rushed back on for the Knights. Crossland remains out there, so he'll now play a middle forward role.
Well, Best has run for 134 metres and 13 carries, leads the way easily for the outside backs, but not in good ball position. 30 metres out, I'd like to see him attack. Doing some tough runs. He's rolled the sleeves up here, the Savo.
Thompson on that run, good carry. Last tackle Knights, so ball control in the conditions. Hastings bomb. Next mistake in the game will be vital. Nickel Klugstad Warriors just can't afford one when they're trailing by 6. At the moment, they cannot find a way to get deep inside Knights' half.
They need a penalty, don't they, in their own half so they can get up the other end.
Second half, Warriors have had only 2 tackles inside the Knights' 20. Knights have had 16 in the Warriors' 20-metre zone. That's a telling stat in wet conditions. Now a suggestion of crush tackle. We've played it. Now we stop, and it gets turned into a penalty. Takes them forward.
See, I know we've got to try and protect the players, but if you back into someone like that, you're not helping yourself, are you, really? You try and back into a tackle, and that's exactly what's going to happen to you.
Nonetheless, on the replay, that was what you'd call a classic crusher anyway. So Warriors with the ball 40 metres away. Nickel Klugstad, Johnson, maybe the play that just turns it their way. Finally into the Newcastle half. Egan and Fanua Blake. Their main man in the forward pack is back. Carries defenders with him some 10 or 12 metres. That's play 2. Now they're into the 20. Harris to Badiafoa is the shortest of passes. Egan in front of the post. It's Harris. I think we've seen this before. Johnson dummy. Doesn't quite get through. Support player was hurt in running through. Switch. Nickel Klugstad away from Best. away from Hastings, and those two eventually come back to get him. Last tackle.
It was Pierce Paul with a great tackle on Johnson. Show and go.
Johnson the bomb. And up will go to Avasashek. No! Diffused by Gagai.
Oh no, he's lost it.
And then loses the ball. Montoya with it. Swings back Warriors' way. They get a whole set inside the Knights 20 now. Buddy Afoa. So Feedy ran out of the line to put in the first shot. 14 points to 8. 10 and a half to go. Barnett. Maybe Golden Point will be back in the mix shortly. Egan dummy half. Short side rain. Martin quick hands. Montoya close. Armstrong there. Chuala the defenders. Warriors. Martin and Harris. Vanua Blake. Knights defending well. 2 and 3 and preventing offloads. Harris. Johnson drifting. Nickel Klukstar. Doesn't link up with Dallin there. He was getting ready for one of those runs to the corner. Last play. Johnson off with Tenny Zalesniak. Another kick. Looking for Roger. And again, Gagai with a catch. And referee Butler says from the field of play for a line dropout. Gagai 2-0 on the catch in front of Roger.
He's pretty good under pressure, isn't he, Gagai? Comes from the field of play to take that ball. There's the loss of the football. He thought he cleaned it up at the back there. The set of 6 before. Gagai putting himself into the game. Well, they're near enough if they're good enough, the Warriors.
Drop out. Well, they still go short, even though they're leading by 6. Thought they might have just... It's really nothing, the kick. It was just, let's give them the ball. There was no chance of a Knight catching that. Now, Bundy Afoa. He leaves Thompson behind. He's 9 from the line.
He's Vanua Blake.
At last, the Warriors a bit of sustained pressure. Johnson to Berry. Berry caught between defenders. Hastings and Best. Nickel Klukstar long and high to Johnson, to Harris. Vanua Blake won't be going anywhere there. He'll play it in front of the Knights posts. That's the 4th. Egan, Johnson, no dummy. Ford, good low tackle. Crossland, well done Newcastle. Last tackle, Egan to Johnson. Johnson passes. Vanua Blake, cut in half by Brayley. And over the top was Gamble, great defence.
Oh, that is unbelievable there from the Newcastle Knights. Both sides haven't been able to get going. And what about the try saver there? The captain, Jaden Brayley, look at that. Cuts the big man in half. Beautiful tackle. They needed it too. They were just hanging on.
I know the conditions are obviously not favourable, but the Warriors are off the pace of where they have been at their best. Gagai up, almost back to the 40 now. The crowd, fine voice, 7.5 to go. Their team fighting hard without their superstar Kalen Ponga. 14-8 to the Knights. The Warriors just 3 wins and big games around the corner. Nickel Klukstar to bring it back. The only try scored by the Warriors today was Dylan Walker in the 27th minute. To Avasashek. What a step. What a step. Standard offload. Johnson.
Do you know, they've got a lot of walkers out there. The New Zealand Warriors, you just have a look at when the Newcastle Knights kick downfield. It takes half an hour for them to get behind the ball. You've got to keep moving. You've got to have that desperation to get yourself into position again.
Egan runs almost away. Just caught. Just caught there by Lucas. Johnson will bomb. 30 metres out. They have to contest the kicks. They have to. They don't. Marju's got it. And Newcastle are back in possession. 6.5 to go. Bradman Best. It's reaching a point where the Warriors could hope for would be only 1 try need to be converted to get the golden point.
Just got to be real disciplined here with their defensive line. Don't jump the gun and give away a penalty. We've done it 4 times here this afternoon.
Marshall beats another tackle, pushes Egan away. And a big carry. We're going to go for 13 tackle lists. Rick Marju today. Last tackle, Knights. Completion rate holding up when needed most. Gamble kicks from outside the 40. It's a big strike with Breeze at his back. Nickel Klugstar work to do. Back and not over the 20. Offloads to Wateni Zalesniak. Now back through the centre. Dallin looking for a hole. 25 away from his own line. 14 might be enough for the Knights to win here. Oh, a penalty goes the way of the Warriors.
And they want to get on with it too here. Straight away. Clock starting to tick down.
High shot the call. Warriors quick committee meeting. They haven't rushed the kick. Bunker having a little look at it.
To be honest, Andrew, the only try that they've scored straight through the middle to Walker. I don't think I've seen a Warriors side make his least breaks in a game of football.
No.
I know the conditions are tough, but they generally play that great style of footy where they throw the ball around. They've been suckered, punched into a game like the Newcastle Knights.
And again, the crowd crying forward pass. Egan hasn't had his way to dummy half today. Just 3 runs for 21 metres. Here he is, going short side for Barnett. The game is still in the balance with 4.5 to go. Dragons and Sharks coming up on Fox League with a bit to be decided here first. Martin hasn't had too many runs. Tries to get through there. 4 tackles. Warriors in front of the post. Walker, Tubby. Knights defence is up to the challenge again. Last play. Egan. Johnson. And Nickel Klugstar came to a halt, and that was just feeding time for the defence. The moment he put the brakes on, the Knights got hungry and were prepared to take him into the fence if they had to.
Yeah, well done. They haven't really caught him for numbers on any side of the field so far. I don't think they're going to. They've always had their measure defensively, the Newcastle Knights. Klugstar forced into touch. Best give him a little bit more than what he deserved there. Anyway, you do those sort of things, gives him a tap on the melon.
Last 10 minutes, they've suddenly had 17 tackles inside the Knights 20 for no result. A Warriors side at the peak of their game. One set they turn into points. You see Wateni Zalesniak flashing over in the corner. Fanua Blake, someone around the posts. Credit to the Knights defence.
Gee, you know, if you're going to be a real premiership contender, you've got to go into all sorts of conditions and play. They just haven't adapted today, have they? It's been gutsy from Newcastle, but they've sticked at it. Away they go again.
Thompson, last tackle. Just get it into a corner again. Hastings knows it. Kicks high. They're chasing hard. Underneath it, Nickel Klugstar. 2 players collided upfield, Armstrong and Ford. Equal responsibility there, or accountability. Perfectly played by the Knights in that set. The Warriors on the verge of going a month without a win. Playing Roosters and Panthers in the next fortnight.
And here comes a Newcastle call.
Oh, lost ball.
Listen to the fans.
Crowd's loudest cheer of the day. They've got a challenge, so they'll challenge, but I don't know whether Montoya's confident.
Oxford ruling is a knock on in the rock. They believe there's interference.
They have the challenge up the sleeve, so they have to play it with 2:16, but Montoya was not blowing up. He gets up and just...
Well, have you got to make some sort of effort to roll out of the ruck? I know he's knocked the football
As Marcelo
on
Montoya gets up to play the ball, Tyson Gamble's hand then knocks out the ball in the ruck.
He gets
this
a
is
win.
ruck interference.
He gets a win.
Is successful.
I think it's fair enough. He didn't make any sort of attempt to get out of the ruck. I know it's hard to, but he'll make some sort of attempt there.
They get a win. They are still in it. 2 minutes and 16 seconds on the clock. Golden Point is as good as they can hope for. They
haven't played well enough to win, Andrew.
No,
I don't think.
No, they probably don't deserve a shot in Golden Point. But that's where we find ourselves at the moment. The Warriors need a converted try, which is a big ask when you've only got 1 all game. Swept across field for Berry. I think in this situation, you put Tuivasa-Sheck somewhere around the middle for a run and stick. Martin, now Roger gets his chance, trying to get around Gagai.
Oh, he's too good defensively.
40 away from the line, Barnett with a fin. But you put Roger's feet somewhere around the middle, retired forward, might be a different story. Walker, he slides down, being touched by the Knights. Tackle count restarts. 1 minute 20 to go. Berry tips it on. Wateni Celestia, 25 away from the line. Penalty against Newcastle.
And they're holding up play here too. Brayley will ask the question.
Late contact over here, the tyre. You want to challenge the late contact?
He'll challenge.
Yeah, why wouldn't you?
Got to challenge the late contact from Marju on Berry.
It gives your team a little bit of a breather, even though if you win it or lose, it doesn't matter.
Well, he knows he's going to lose it. He wasn't challenging because he believed it was not late contact. And it'll be done and dusted based on the previous one where Cartwright got pinged. And it's almost shoulder charge. It's almost like you want to be careful challenging there. They get a closer look at it and they might say shoulder charge and go to the bin. I mean, be very careful what you wish for here.
Rocco Berry taps the ball on. Greg Marzu then continues with the tackle and does not reduce the force. This will be a penalty. The captain's challenge is unsuccessful.
He didn't even try and wrap his arms. They didn't even talk about that. That's a shoulder charge. Blindsiding.
Well, just a penalty, mate.
Well, referee Butler finds it funny, but the Warrior fans watching at home are saying, sir, come on, send me. All right, one set to try and get us to Golden Point, and a wet Golden Point at that if we do get there. Harris with the ball. 15 out from the line. We've already said they don't deserve to win, but they might get a late one, and we go overtime. Walker cut down that time. That's the second. 40 seconds to go. Egan with the ball. Johnson for Noah Blake. Ford went flying through the line and ended up on his stomach. Egan to Johnson! Dummy, and almost Joe Elliott makes a vital tackle. They didn't fall for the Johnson dummy. Now he's out of the play. Harris with it. Nickel Cookso again. With Teddy Zalesiak, they forget all about his finishing. Last tackle. Warriors, Johnson, kick. Locking, it's way too long. Way too long. Taken dead. The Waz are winless and winless in the last month. The Knights have got it back to back. Too good the Knights, too gritty for their opponents. The Warriors' attack has disappeared.
And you've got to have to put it down to some of the great tackles too. Try-saving tackles, Gagai. And the one you'd like to mention too, Jaden Brayley on Sean Johnson that took the line on, looked like he was through. And then there was one on Fanua Blake. Just grasped him straight, 2 metres out from the line. The Knights hang on.
They do indeed. A game with just 3 tries. Saifiti ends up with a match winner. Full time, Newcastle 14, the Warriors 8.